Hi and welcome to Stamping with Linda, your cardiologist since 1997, helping you create cards from the heart. Today is my 15th in my series, What's Up with Stampin' Up!, as I showcase new product. Today I am going to be using the Truly Grateful stamp set and the new Rotary Edition add-on for our Stampin' trimmer. So let's get started. First off, I'm going to bring in our Stampin' trimmer. Loved this, but wondered why I needed the Rotary add-on. So I found out very quickly that it is very easy to use. I'm going to be removing this arm and adding in my rotary. With a rotary cutter, it is easier if you have arthritis in your hands to grip that cutting mat. Plus, because it has a circle blade, it makes it a lot easier to cut and get smooth edges for a long time. There's replacement cartridges in here, so we're going to flip that up. The straight cut blade comes with it, and what I have bought is the small scallop rotary. So we're going to remove that blade. You will be able to store your blades on the back side in your storage unit. You want to take the smooth side and pop that cartridge in like so. One other thing you need to do is there is a thumb or a finger insert. You want to pull that cutting mat up because with the regular cutter you've got a grooved edge, but with the rotary you need the smooth edge. So I'm going to just put that smooth edge in. I'm going to come in with a piece of cardstock. This measures 4 1/4 by 5, and I'm just going to push and cut that piece off. Oops, was trying to cut it at the 4 1/4. It is already 4 1/4. Let's try that again. So I'm going to cut. That came right off. I'm going to flip it around, and I'm going to cut this piece. It was 5 1/2. I'm going to cut it at 5 1/4. Because I'm taking 1/4 inch marks off all the way around my card, I am actually going to end up with a piece of cardstock that's 3 1/4 by 5, and I'm going to use that in the front of my card that I'm going to do. I'm going to bring in another piece measuring the same thing, but this time I'm only going to cut off 1/8 of an inch on each side. So I'm cutting at 4 1/8 and 5 3/8. Then I'm going to cut at the 4 inch and the 5 1/4. So these make fun little pieces to put for background. So I've got this bigger piece. I'm going to take a 5 1/2 by 8 1/2 inch piece of early espresso. This is the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 that I just took an 1/8 inch around the edge. I'm going to put that in the inside of my card. Now hold that up to the camera so you can see how nice and even I've got a border there. I'm going to take the front piece that I cut a 1/4 inch around, which gives me a bigger border like so. Next I'm going to bring in a piece of the Tangerine Tango, and I'm going to bring in the new burlap ribbon, and I'm going to place that at the top of my card like so. The burlap really reminds me of the fall. I have already taken that wheat stamp and have stamped it in early espresso, used my aqua painter, and used my crushed curry and pumpkin pie, Tangerine Tango, to color that. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp, and I didn't bring my stamp over, but I'm going to show you on this card. I stamped the Truly Grateful, and I used the Talk frameette, and I did the same technique as I did with your punches yesterday in my wow moment to show you the different ways you can extend your punches. You can do that also with your framelits. So didn't bring my stamp over, but I know that you will know what I did yesterday or go back and visit that. So I'm going to go just back in with that. My greeting would go down here. Next, what I did was I took 3 little pieces of the designer series paper. This is sweater weather, and I don't know if you can see, but I have used that rotary trimmer. One of these pieces is 3/4 of an inch, and I'm just going to make little banners by taking my scissors and cutting up an angle on each side. So if you slice in the middle and then cut up to that middle, then you can have little banner flags. So I've got 3 different sizes. I have 3/4 of an inch, 1/2 inch, and 3/8 of an inch for my banners. And I cut them at different lengths. I'm going to add some snail. I think that one's a little long, so I'm going to trim a little bit more off of that. And what I'm going to do is just put them underneath that burlap. Like so. And of course now, oops, a little long. Because I've used that designer series paper, I want an envelope to match. It's going to go in with that new envelope template. If you have not seen that, have to have it. $19.95, 66 different envelopes. Again, I am doing a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So when I look at my chart, it tells me I need an 8 by 8 piece of paper, and I need to measure at the 3 1/2. I'm going to pull out my bone folder. Follow that crease, punch, and then I'm just going to line up that score line like so, punch, follow through. Doesn't get any easier than this. I can see some fun projects coming out of this. Again, if you live close to me, I will be doing a product-based class for this. Check my blog for the details, and you will get the envelope template as part of your class fee. I'm going to fold that up like so, and now I have a matching envelope for my card. Thanks for joining me. Talk to you real soon.